Scotland. Through hills and dales and verdant vales I drove for miles with ne'er concern, through a country forged by Roman gods and honed by winds and scribed by burns. The air was crisp and poked my skin, but a treat to breathe the freshness in. The cattle stood by watching me whilst all defying gravity I viewed babbling brooks and waterfalls to villages with granite walls. The beauty, it took my breath away as I fought to keep the chill at bay. A man from a bygone age it seemed, who had only seen in vivid dreams, spoke in an accent brothy thick of the conflicts of 1296, when the old foe marched into town and the hardy warriors stared them down, drew their swords and pierced their skin. Your name's not Dane, you're not coming in. Another day, my southern friend, we'll protect this paradise until the end. I stood at the foot of the highest high and watched the locals saunter by. Not for them, the ache of toil as I stood upon unsteady soil. For this was their playground, a mere obstruction, to me the possible architect of my destruction. But I was eager to conquer this mighty beast, and rule the world for now at least. And I could not stand idly by and watch as they took to the sky, so barely prepared I took a step unto the rough terrain, and felt a rare uncertainty of rocks loosened by rain. My feet cried out in protest, my back already sore. I wasn't on the mountain yet, this task had called for more. There's no shame in turning back, I thought, as the cold bedded in through my unthought outerwear and permeated my skin. But I looked up and saw the ants disappear into the cloud, and the voices deep inside my head spoke to me out loud. You've enjoyed our beauty, you've ate our food, now it's time to pay. Take on our lucky standard, and you'll have won the day. I walked for miles through lanes and stiles until I was nearly there, looked up into the gods and took a breath of Highland air. Passed by women, kids and pets as I made my slow ascent, I suddenly realised what the brochures meant. Do not take Nevis lightly, always be prepared. And I looked down at my feet to check if they were still there. I carried on manfully long throughout the day and looked back over my shoulder, but I was just halfway. There would be no turning back. I was beyond the point of no return. You visited our land, stranger. Now it's time for you to earn. Hours later I stood atop the king of our fair isle, looked down at the scurrying ants and gave a contented smile to the old lady on her way back for the second time that week, and just for a fleeting moment I thought I heard her speak. You'd be a stranger, careful boy, she said in a whispered tone. You've finished with the easy bit, careful on your way home. And as I stumbled clumsily back on my descent, I was left in no doubt to exactly what she meant. Gravity was not my friend, as the rocks and stones foretold my end, but through luck or judgment I'll not know, I made it to the road below. And after my trip through hill and vale, I lived finally to tell the tale. But all the while, of course, I knew this challenge I'd overcome was a mere obstacle compared to the challenges of some, those who'd fought for independence and those who battled still for unyielding streets, tatties and neeps and dark satanic mills. I'd scratched the surface, put my foot inside the door, but having tasted Scotland, I was eager to taste some more. Thank you. And apologies for the accent, but it was asked for.